So, what is the matrix? We're talking about a matrix of illusion, okay? And just like any good illusion, the matrix of illusion that we all live within is designed to keep us distracted, essentially. Now, there's a lot of components to it. And this video is not talking about the architects of the matrix or who's benefiting. I want to focus on you and I so that we can empower ourselves to essentially step out of the matrix. So, breaking down the matrix of illusion, there's two primary components. These are energetic components. There's an illusion of fear and an illusion of separation. Okay? Let's start by talking about this illusion of fear. So this isn't to say that all fear is illusionary. Okay? There's certainly some valid fears. What I'm talking about, though, are those that we have a choice, those that we've turned a blind eye to, those that we now have automatic fearful responses to when we could choose something else. Okay, first of all, we have a lot of family and cultural conditioning that takes place. Okay, and again, just like I don't want to dissect the architects of the matrix, I don't want to focus on what has led to why certain things have manifested in our life. This is just about witnessing it and then being solution oriented, moving forward. And that's what we're here to do. Okay? A lot of us grew up in environments where ultimately you manifest this fear of abandonment. Okay? And then you also, due to family and cultural conditioning, grow up with this fear of judgment. All right? And then the ironic thing is when you have this fear of judgment, you end up judging other people. When you have a fear of abandonment, you end up abandoning other people. Okay? And then justifying. And then we find ourselves in this vicious cycle. Okay? Fear-based cycle. All right? Now, we also see a lot of this playing out, of course, in social media and social hierarchy. Okay? Where people are putting out a facade which other people then see, admire, try to live up to, only to fail because no one's actually living up to that exact same standard necessarily, you know. So you then have this fear of inadequacy. Okay? Now, one of the biggest places that we see this illusion of fear playing out is through news and media. All right? These fear-based narratives that, sure, it's worthy of being reported on, but there's a certain way that you could report it. There's a certain way that we could then receive it. And then there's a certain way that we could respond to it. When all of those are fear-based, this is feeding the illusion of fear, because if the message was delivered in a love-based way, we received it in a love-based way and responded in a love-based way, we're going to get a completely different outcome. Okay, we're going to help dissolve, in that sense, the illusion of fear. Now, let's talk about the big one, religious dogma. This gets us down to actually fearing death because we don't understand what death means. We don't understand that death is liberation in a sense that our experience is extremely special. We should really honor every moment and have it extend as long and beautiful and prosperous as possible. However, when it's over, I don't care how prosperous and long and extended it was for you, you're going to appreciate the fact that it's over, because that's when our consciousness expands and then we ascend back into our essence. We severely limit ourselves in order to come have a human experience. But the human experience is temporary. Who and what we are at our essence is eternal. And there's nothing you can do about that. Okay?